reason for anybody to run against Joe Biden because he got this nomination wrapped up, he got this presidency wrapped up, and here we are living in a second cadence, second term of President Biden. No, it's kind of funny how things tend to work out sometimes. And now we have a president who didn't just run against Biden because Democrats and Republicans, but because apparently he was running against Biden because Biden is for democracy and Trump is for Putin. And I think there was a certain problem because American voters did not quite understand the difference. They thought that those that voted for Trump, I think judging by Russia's and Putin's popularity, which are dismally small, that is not what Trump was running on as far as his base was concerned. They were expecting to get rid of gender norms that they felt to be oppressive, and they wanted to lower prices on groceries, and they wanted life to continue as it was because Biden made it pretty darn good. His administration. And no, we got a total reversal to the point that now more and more Americans, and those that consider themselves to be sensible people, think that maybe there's a kind of a strong connection between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. It just really all signs point in that one direction. It's amazing to me to see how people are coming to this realization. Moreover, I feel like it may be even a possible solution to the cult of personality that has developed around Donald Trump that is like kind of just excuses everything he does. It's incredible. I think people in the future are going to look at this situation and just try to understand how people could follow Donald Trump. And it's a powerful effect. But it's we're
what to do. What to do, and but a lot of people understand that Donald Trump is wrong. Really.
Yes, thank you. You're going to have to cut this. But this is an important key to the solution of the cult of personality. People follow him and don't understand why. Mm-hmm. But when people, at some point, what happens is people start to wonder, based on a variety of clues, that perhaps Donald Trump works with Vladimir Putin. And that seems to be a very helpful bridge to get people out of that cult of personality. So I think for those people that are stuck with somebody who feels, that they're in a cult of Trump, then I think speaking to them about the connection between Trump and Putin is direct and powerful, because Russia is not popular and Putin is not popular. And so I think that is a very important opening there for people. Should we be able to really, should it not be too late to exploit that important distinction? Because we spoke about the fact that Donald Trump had strong connections with Russia after the first time he won his presidency. We talked about it, then there were other problems, and we kind of forgot about it. But the reality is that the agenda of the Trump presidency matches Putin's checklist and wish list, like literally, specifically point for point, destroying NATO, destroying European Union, destroying the West, really, because these trade wars that we're getting ourselves into are going to destroy Western democracies, because now we have to respond. Canada, Mexico are going to be responding to all of this. This is a war that is breaking out, but so far nobody is literally dying. But we'll see, because those things will have its effect on, there will be people who will pass away because of this too, but that's not the point. The point is this is Putin's wet dream. And I think that this understanding really scares people when they think about what Trump will offer next. Because he already, I had this feeling like on January 20th, we were going to have kind of a clock strikes midnight and Cinderella's ball at the Princess Palace is over, and all the planes that are flying to Ukraine are going to fly back, because that's who Donald Trump is. That's what his priorities have always been. That's what he advertised, not a penny for Ukraine. But no, he waited for the right moment, for the right situation, and we saw what happened at the White House. And I think this is where people divided. It's amazing to me how people divided along party lines of who they blame, whether they blame Trump or Zelensky for what happened at the White House. Whatever. I think that in the end, you have to remember the takeaway from that meeting is how Trump was speaking about how difficult Russiagate was for Putin and how Trump helped Putin get through this. They got through this together. He made sure to highlight that. I think that is is the key takeaway. So what plans is he going to offer? Donald Trump wants to bring factories back. He wants to make America great again like it was in 19th century. Nobody seems to remember that time period. But I think it's important to acknowledge that women and minorities are playing a key role in 21st century America that they did not play in the 19th century America. And that's going to be the big challenge and the big hope for us going forward, is that women and minorities, which have gained a lot of rights since middle of the late 19th century, are going to help our society to move forward after this, let's consider temporary madness passes.
Yuri, listening to you, I remember that few days ago, Chris Murphy, a senator from Connecticut, a Democrat known for his active stance on healthcare, gun control, and international relations, noted on his post on X that food and gas prices are rising, bird flu is spreading, all our allies hate us, air travel is becoming dangerous, the stock market is collapsing, the government is about to shut down, and he's only been president for 6 weeks. This is just the beginning. So because of Donald Trump, not only we, you too, feel ourselves and yourself like not in fairy tale, but like in horror, correct?
Correct. I think that when it was, during first term of Trump presidency, there was a comedian, is still a comedian, but there was a joke made that Trump in power is like a horse in a hospital. And now, listening to the list of what you're describing, that is all true, for including the less safe air travel, the less safety people feel about this, certainly feel less safety about air travel, and stock market and allies, and on and on and on. I feel like horse in a hospital would be an improvement. I feel very much concerned about this situation, and I feel that when at the same time we are picking on people that are defending democracy, like Zelensky, and say that he's not wearing the right suit to appear in the White House, and at the same time we have somebody like Elon Musk, who certainly does not look to show much respect for the office of presidency, whether in his suit or with there's other people who have children in that room, but they don't never bring their kids to work. Why? Because Elon Musk is special, of course. He wants to highlight that he's special.
Very special. Very unusual, yes, with his dream.
He's precious. He's precious. But it's just not acceptable. And I think that my humble way of showing just support, I wear plenty of suits, I wear plenty of ties, and I feel great about that. But you know what? You got to have a sense of decency. And if you don't have a sense of decency, then I'm just going to have to show a picture and see if that gets a message across.
Yuri, let's discuss in details that pause of supporting Ukraine. We saw that CNN reported that US has suspended military aid to Ukraine to get Zelensky to admit guilt for the conflict in the White House. That's like Trump's response, like in childhood, it seems to me. According to one of the agency's interlocutors, the decision to stop aid, which was made late on Monday, is a strategy to pressure Ukraine. In essence, the US president is forcing Ukraine to the negotiating table by threatening more losses on the battlefield, one of the officials told the agency. Earlier, we got to know that the Wall Street Journal reported that all of Trump's advisors agreed with the decision to suspend aid to Ukraine without voicing clear conditions for its resumption. The decision was made by Donald Trump personally. He entrusted the execution of the order to the new Minister of Defense, Pat Coxet. Zelensky beat the hand that feeds his ego. It seems that he is not yet ready to negotiate, said the press secretary of the White House, Caroline Leavitt. Let's listen to her. What goal does Donald Trump want to achieve by stopping aid to us? Do you see this as forcing us to capitulate, or it's only a part of his blackmail policy, and maybe someday the Cinderella will be free again?
I think there's only so much bad policy that can take place before reasonable suspicion is that perhaps it's just part of a different policy agenda, that perhaps the approach is not to help Ukraine at all, perhaps. And I think that whether we're discussing whether Zelensky fractured a fragile ego of the American president, and that was